me MS Graphics, and welcome to my channel. In this video I will walk you through the steps to making a micro world, quick and easy to learn, and by the end of this tutorial you will be able to make your own unique micro world. But before then, why not take a second to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and very much importantly, ring that tiny bell to always stay updated. So let's get started to create our micro world. First, use the rectangular mark tool to make just a rough rectangular shape. Then scroll your mouse to the top and click on Select. And then click on the Transform Selection option. Then hold on the Control key or Command key on a Mac, and move the shape to make a flat surface. When done, scroll down to the Adjustment panel, and select Solid Color. Then use the Move tool and increase the size a little. Then duplicate the layer. And drag this below, that's okay. Then use the Polygonal Lasso tool to select this open part. And then fill that up with a solid color. Then select the other part and also fill it with a solid color. Then go around each of the solid color and drag the fill to 0. Then scroll down to the Effects panel and add a stroke. Change the color to black. And reduce the size to about 3 or 4. Then hold the Alt or Option key and drag the effect to each of the layer to copy the effect. Then select all the other layers and group them. Now that we have laid a surface to build the micro world on, then place your landscape image on it, but be sure to pick an image with the same perspective as the box you made. I'll move this over here. Then open up the group, and Control-click on the first box layer to make selection, and add a layer mask to it, so that only the selected part will be left. Then scroll your mouse to the layer mask and double-click on the mask. Now drag the density of the mask down until the masked area becomes a little visible. Then close this. And then pick your brush tool, and then unmask this mountain. That will give it a more 3D look. You can now increase the density of the mask. Now duplicate the layer. Right-click on the mask and delete the mask. Another thing I will do is right-click on the image and flip it horizontal, and move it there. Then I will Control-click on the first box I created to make selection, and add a layer mask to it. Then take the layer below the first. Then click on the layer mask of the first layer. Now use a soft brush to clean it a little, so that both the images will blend to each other. Then pick the second layer. And be sure you choose a strong solid brush. Then you can always unmask the place you want to give a 3D look. place the city image. Then use the quick selection tool to select out the sky from the city itself. When done, then reduce the size of the city. Be sure that whatever you add to your composition fits with both the size and perspective, else it won't look real. Then use a soft brush and clean a little so it blends. Then correct the color with first the color balance, and then brightness and contrast, and also vibrance to brighten it. Then drop the soil texture layer. Right-click on it and flip it vertical. Then reduce the size and drag it there. While holding Ctrl or Command key, adjust it until it fits in with the perspective. Then double-click on the solid made on that area earlier, then add a layer mask to take out the selection. Then add another soil texture for the other side, just use the transform tool to make it fit in there. Now select the brush tool, and be sure you choose a strong solid brush. Then unmask some parts randomly, you don't need to be professional with it. And also choose the other layer. Then do the same. Then add a hue and saturation adjustment layer. I need to change the color of the soil. This looks more eye-catching. Then add another hue and saturation for the other one also. Another thing I like to do is to make transitions on the soil. So I will use the exposure adjustment for that. Invert the layer mask and use the brush to paint it below roughly. Then add another hue and saturation. Pick a green color. Then invert the layer mask and paint the effect above close to the green grass there. Add another hue and saturation. Choose a green color again. Invert it and paint the effect on the other side. And now I added a stock C photo. And fit it there properly. Then with the polygonal lasso tool, select the open area there. And add a layer mask to take out the selection. Yet again I place another C stock photo. While holding the Ctrl key, freely transform it to fit the perspective. Make a selection of the area and add a layer mask to it. Then to add live and make it busy, I added a shark stock photo. Just drag it to fit over there. And add a color balance, increase the blues. Then I place an underwater life image. Then clip it to the first sea photo. I like to reduce the opacity a little. And also add more blues to it with the color balance adjustment layer. Then also add another shark over the other side also. And blend the colors with the color balance adjustment layer. Then place another sea live photo. Right click and flip it horizontal. Then drag it over there. And use the Control key to freely transform it to fit in the perspective. Then add some blues with the color balance adjustment layer. So this is how I create my micro world. But you can always make it better by adding and painting some shadows and highlights. But basically, this is the entire process of making your unique micro world in Photoshop. So this is the final image. I hope you like it, and if you do, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and always ring the bell to stay notified. Thanks and see you in my next video.